In this video, I'm going to break down the pros and the cons of cutting your hair wet versus dry, as well as explain which one is best for what situation. So let's start with the pros of wet cutting. When hair is wet, it clumps together, making it a little bit easier to have more control over the hair. Now, this is especially true if you're making a significant change in the haircut or you're looking for a very blunt cut. For either of these situations, you're going to have maximum control of the hair, and you don't want any hairs to be out of place. And to go off of that point, you can typically take a little bit bigger sections when you're cutting the hair when it's wet than you can when it's dry. Now, this is also dependent on how sharp your scissors are, but typically I find it much easier to work with larger sections if the hair is wet than when it's dry. Okay, and the next one is that for razor cuts, the hair must be wet. You can't do a razor cut on dry hair. Well, let me rephrase that. You shouldn't. When using a feather razor against dry hair, it's more likely to snag and pull than it is to make an even cut. This can make the hair frizzy and even create split ends. Whenever I'm doing a razor cut, I'm continuously spraying the hair to make sure that the porosity is even and the hair is very wet. And to go off of that, water lubricates the connection between the hair and the scissors. Along with razor cuts, there are a lot of different techniques that you can do on wet hair that you can't do with dry hair, like slide cutting, for example. I would not recommend doing that on dry hair.
Okay, so wet cuts are going to be best for those looking for a huge transformation, a razor cut, or a precise and blunt cut.
Now, let's move on to the cons of cutting wet hair. And the first one is that hair shrinks when it dries. So when your hair is wet, it is being weighed down by the water. This is actually going to stretch the hair strand. So if you cut your hair at your chin length when it's wet, be aware that it is going to be above your chin when it's dry. Wet hair also lacks volume. I had a client years ago that had one side of her head that had much more volume than the other side. This was just how her hair grew. So when I would cut her hair wet, it was even on both sides. But once we dried it, one side shrunk up and was way shorter than the other side. So I always had to go back and even them out when the hair was dry. Okay, the next one is that you can't see the natural wave pattern of the hair when it's wet. When curly hair is wet, it's weighed down and stretched out. When it dries, it can actually shrink over 50%, which is very significant. So you have to take a lot of caution here when cutting curly hair wet, especially if it's going to be worn in its natural wave pattern. This is not only going to affect the length of the cut, but the shape of the cut as well. Okay, so next is it's much easier to take off too much hair when it's wet than it is when it's dry. When hair is wet, you can't properly assess the condition of the ends and find out what really needs to come off. So you really need to make sure that you're assessing the hair when it's dry and how much you're gonna take off before going in and doing a wet cut. Okay, so the next one is that you can't properly texturize wet hair. So texturizing is the process of removing excess bulk and weight lines so that the hair has movement and lays in the way that you want it to. And when the hair is wet, you really can't see how it's naturally going to lay because the water is just weighing it all down. And since the hair is clumped together, it's going to be very hard to make very detailed cuts that aren't going to create lines in the hair. You can try to do this with thinning shears, but 90% of the time, thinning shears on wet hair are going to create lines, and you can physically see where each cut was made. Now, there are some stylists out there that actually prefer to texturize the hair with a feather razor on wet hair, but I highly recommend against this. In my personal opinion, this is rather dangerous. You are so much more likely to take large chunks out of the hair and butcher someone's hair when you're texturizing the hair wet versus dry. Okay, some situations where you should avoid wet cutting are when working with curly hair, when wanting a bare minimal trim, or when you're wanting to texturize the hair. Now let's move on to the pros of dry cutting. And the first one is that you can take a very, very minimal amount off. Personally, for me, when someone comes in with relatively healthy hair and they want the bare minimum off, I always opt to do this cut dry. It's much easier to see where all of the splits are when the hair is dry versus when it's wet. I like to call these haircuts pretend haircuts because you're ultimately trimming the hair without it actually looking like it was cut. The hair normally ends up looking much fuller and potentially looks longer after one of these cuts. Okay, the next one is that you can easily texturize and detail dry hair. Now, if your hairstylist cuts your hair all wet and then sends you right out the door, I am actually going to recommend you find a new stylist. No matter what cut you have, your hair should always be checked dry. You can cut dry hair without checking it wet, but it shouldn't be the other way around. If you want a wispy bang, you really can't do this wet without going back and detailing it out dry. Okay, so next is that you can see the wave pattern on dry hair. If you have curly hair and you've ever gotten a curly cut, then you know what I'm talking about. Most curly cuts are done completely dry in their natural shape. The stylist then goes in and begins to shape the hair, making cuts where necessary. But if you were to pull that hair completely out straight, it would not be a straight line. This would be nearly impossible to do the same way if the hair was wet. Now, that being said, I don't totally recommend those curly cuts unless you always, or 95% of the time, wear your hair naturally curly. All right, now the last pro for dry cuts is that you can often get a dry cut appointment quicker and much cheaper. I always offered these to my clients, and it was great because it saved both of us a lot of time. I didn't have to shampoo or blow dry their hair. They were able to come in with clean and straight hair, and I could just take off whatever was necessary. Because of this, I was able to charge a lot less because it only took me 20 minutes a time. Now, I typically only recommend these dry cut only appointments in between bigger haircut services because you do need to have a real regular haircut every once in a while. But if your hair is already healthy and you're just looking for a maintenance trim, this is a great option. All right, so to recap the pros, dry cuts are best for those looking for a minimal trim, texturizing, or curly and wavy hair types. Now let's move on to the cons of dry cutting. And the first one is that it can be difficult to get a very blunt line on dry hair. So getting a blunt precision line is different than detailing. Detailing is typically done by point cutting into the hair, and that can be done on wet or dry hair. But if you're looking for a blunt and precision line, this is going to be best on wet hair. And this is because when the hair is wet, it's clumped together and easier to control and get to stay in place. All right, so the next con for dry cutting is that your hair can actually become damaged pretty easily if the technique isn't done properly. So if your shears aren't sharp enough or you're using a feather razor, you are much more likely to create splits, rips, and tears on the hair. Since the hair isn't lubricated with water, you can't do slide cutting techniques or razor cuts without risking damaging the hair. All right, and the last one is that you just ultimately have less control over the hair when it's dry than you do when it's wet. Because the hair isn't clumped and held together from the water, it's gonna be kind of all over the place and staticky, and it's just a lot easier to work with when it's wet. Now, dry cutting is actually not ideal for transformation haircuts. If you're drastically changing your cut, you're gonna wanna start off doing it wet and then going back and finishing the cut dry. When you're taking off a significant length, you're gonna have more hair that you're having to work through. And ideally, you just need a good amount of control with the hair when you're doing these big transformations. All right, now you should avoid dry cutting if you're looking for a razor cut or a cut that involves a slide cutting technique, you're looking for a transformation cut, or you're drastically changing the shape or style of the hair, you're looking for a very blunt cut with a very straight edge and harsh line. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Let me know in the comments if you prefer wet or dry cuts for your hair and why. And make sure you subscribe if you wanna make every day a good hair day.